and gentlemen, welcome to our brand spanking new podcast for which we finally have a name. And Neil, in his perfect burly, manly voice, is going to do a little intro for us. With that said, Neil, what is the name of our brand new podcast?
Welcome to the Beers of War podcast.
That's it. Beers of War, ladies and gents. We want to know what you guys think. It took us 3-4 months to come up with that?
And 3-4 takes to get that right as well.
I'll tell you what, we've been sitting here for half an hour already. I'm surprised. Hey, guys, we got the .com, by the way. We did get the .com.
We did get the
Okay, thank goodness. Others have to edit this out.
Yeah.
We got the beersofwar.com. We're going to have Beers of War merch, mugs, speaking of which.
Yeah,
These. Not these. These are just placeholders. You start every episode with a little cling, and then that's when you do the Beers of War sound effect as you cling.
Beers of War.
Beers of War. Let me have a sip. It's going to be a good podcast, I hope.
We got a Foley guy who's like in the background. He's just crinkling papers.
We got
playing
6
with
producers
clogs.
here. We got two working camera guys. We're streaming right now.
It looks pretty good.
It looks pretty good. What do you guys
Looks
think of the
pretty
studio? So many hours went into building this bad boy. We got some ambient lights happening now.
One day we'll have air conditioning.
That's the next thing.
Yeah.
That's the next thing. I think we need to start a fundraiser on my Twitch channel to get us some AC because it gets. I'm sweating.
It's getting toasty.
sweating
You're
like
going
a
to see us degrade as the podcast
Dude,
continues.
I'm sweating beer already, but it's good.
So
It's
what are we
good.
talking about today, Dave?
So that's what I want to talk about, Neil. I'm glad you made some time for me and your busy schedule, buddy. So 2022, okay, it's the year we're living in. It's today. By the way, just saying the word 2022, it just rolls off the tongue so nicely. It sounds so futuristic.
That was really good.
We might have to get you to do a little 2022 in your Blade Runner movie announcer voice.
All right.
Yeah, just say it.
Little intro.
Just say it.
In the year 2022.
2022. It sounds like a freaking Blade Runner movie. It's badass.
It is.
But we want to talk about 2021.
Yeah.
We're going to go back in time a bit. We didn't do an end of year podcast last year. We all went.
I think we just burnt
We
out.
were just burnt out. Like, dude,
just
like
didn't want
I
to.
think I went to holiday on the 17th of December,
Yeah.
and leading up to that, we were just crunching.
And all the good games actually came out in December.
Yeah, actually, like my game of the year actually came out. A little hint, didn't come out in December, but it came out I think
Close to
early November, mid-November.
No, stop giving things
Ah,
away, man.
a
Stop
lot of
giving
games
things
came out
away.
in November. A lot of games came out in
Yeah,
November.
so we're going to talk about 2021 games of the year.
Games of the year. If we have time, we'll get into the best movie of 2021 as well.
We can just talk about the movies we watched, which ones we liked, which
Yeah, I
ones we
guess
thought
we
were
could just
terrible.
brush over
We
it.
could probably do a whole podcast about one movie.
Well, then maybe we should.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll focus on the games for now. So Neil
Yes.
Marks, the third.
Yes.
What kind of games did you play this year, baby?
Sure.
Or previous year?
So, interestingly enough, not that many new games until, as I said, the end of the year. All of these great games came out, but beginning of the year, the only game that really jumps in my memory is Valheim. Remember the Viking
Shit,
game?
dude, yeah, that was a flash in the pan, man.
But that game consumed me for a month.
Yeah.
I played everything. The only problem is it took so long to release new content. And I think they released their last update in October, and it was you can make your house better. And it's
Yeah.
no one wants that.
Two
they want to
fireplaces instead of one.
They want
Yeah.
to make more monster battles and more weapons, and they haven't done any of that. So they kind of dropped the ball. And remember, it took off. It had 20 million downloads in
yeah.
a month, and it was amazing. You even tried it once on your stream.
Dude, I can't.
I had to come
can't,
in and survive.
I can't play those
rescue
games.
you.
Those games you start off naked in the wilderness, and you gotta collect twigs and mushrooms and build a hut. For the life of me, I can't. I mean, you saw the live stream I did.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, I would have
Yeah.
died of elements.
Yeah, so that game really just from it was the closest thing to a multiplayer MMO World of Warcraft feeling, getting the boys together, going on a mission, defeating one of the bosses, unlocking the next thing, grinding all your gear. That's the best fun I've had in that kind of game
Jeez,
for years. But it as quickly as it consumed me,
Yeah,
it disappeared.
it was
It was
gone.
little addiction for a month, and then it disappeared. Great game though, amazing. How those guys built it and did it with 3 men and
Was there only 3 guys?
3 or 4 guys. It was tiny. It was amazing.
Yeah.
But then kind of nothing for the middle of the year. Nothing came out until the next game that caught my attention was Forza Horizon 5.
Oh yeah, that's a biggie.
Surprisingly hated 4. Could not get into it. I thought it was just
Too arcadey.
too arcadey and too much oh, it's now a different season, and oh, now it's a different season, and here's a million different things to do, and the rollout of all the stuff you could do was overwhelming, and the world itself was just the English countryside, so it was very samey. This one, the rollout's a lot better paced. It's a lot more interesting, the missions you have to do to unlock the next areas, and because it's in Mexico, it's so awesome. Like you wouldn't imagine Mexico's got like deserts and forests and jungles and volcanoes.
Does it though?
It does. Like,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. That makes it so much more interesting. Having it's got little villages next to the ocean, massive cities, all of this cool stuff, which like English countryside is like a bit samey, a bit similar. That like the countryside of the game and the graphics made it unbelievable.
Why would you put a game in the English countryside? I mean, like there's literally one weather condition. It's like grey and rainy.
Yeah. I think like because they basically made the whole of the British Isles as like a drivable area, like not to scale, but that was the idea.
Okay.
And like so like this one, that was the big advantage. It's very similar to the other games. If you enjoyed Forza 4, 3, 2, 1, you're gonna enjoy this game. If you didn't like them, there's a good chance you won't like them either.
Yeah.
So that was really surprising because I didn't like the other one that much. So it was a good improvement.
It was an improvement, but Neil, was it Game of the Year material?
No. And I'll get to the games that really, really tickled my fancy. So what else did you play? What not your games, not your
the
best
start
games.
the start of the year, I think the biggest surprise for me was Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil 8. I promise you that game went back to its roots in terms of like jump scares and stuff like that. Blew my mind, dude. Did you play Resident Evil? Dude, that game is so like it grabs the core of what the first two. For me, the best game was Resident Evil 2 that ever came out, and that just like encapsulates that whole like that horror element that obviously the first originals had. It was good. I haven't finished it yet, and I still need to play it. But that for me, that was a good start to the year for me, dude. The visually graphics. The character. Did you see some of the character designs? The monsters, like that little that doll.
Yeah.
And you go in the dollhouse,
Yeah.
bro. That shit is like that's some of the scariest shit I've ever seen in a video game. Period.
I don't like scary games.
Yeah,
I get too scared.
But that's the thing. Neither do
play
I.
them during the day.
No, but neither do I. Like when it comes to games like Outlast and games like that, I'm like, life is scary enough. You gotta pay your taxes, Dave. I'm a provincial taxpayer. I gotta pay taxes twice a year. You know, that's very terrifying. But this game, dude. I promise you, like, there's something about it. It's so atmospheric, bro.
Would you play it in VR?
Fuck no. No ways.
I don't know how people can play that kind of stuff in VR.
No. The VR I'd never touch, dude. Like, but
I like it. Like I do. Like I love that feeling of a scary game. Where like you get that like adrenaline boost that you're gonna like have this jump scare, and like when it doesn't come, you get like super excited.
Yeah.
And it does come, and you like have to put the game down and go and like
just
look at
go outside
look
and
at
just
the
look
trees.
at a daisy for a few
Yeah,
minutes. And like,
yeah.
but the thing what Resident Evil does well is like I said, it's not that Outlast like super scary. Like like it does it in a way that it's almost commercially scary, if that even makes sense. So like you who doesn't like horror games, I don't like horror games. I can promise you now, just as like an adventure game with a little bit of horror,
spooky,
little spooky woven in, you would have an absolute blast.
And it's basically like exploration, adventure, solve
yeah.
puzzles,
Yeah.
shoot a couple of
Did
zombies.
you ever play Resident Evil 7?
No, I
Yeah,
should really
same.
play all of these games.
Resident Evil 7 was also very scary
Yeah.
with like the hillbillies or whatever.
Scary,
Yeah. But that was a good game. I was surprised. Like I said, I don't like scary games, and that kind of like blew my hair back. So that was a goodie. And then, like you said, the middle of the year was pretty quiet. There wasn't much that there was anything that was worthy, like June, July.
I really
We
don't
probably
remember.
fucking should have Googled the games that came out.
No,
in
but the thing
2021.
is, like, this is like basically off the cuff. Like,
Yeah.
what do you remember? And I think last year was a funny year that there wasn't a lot of stuff. And I've even seen with a lot of the Game of the Year reviews and lists, 2020 games are coming up a lot.
Yeah.
In it, and it's because of like Game Pass and
Yeah.
PSN and all the free games you get on like what's that Epic Game Store. Like guys are playing previous year's games now, and they're like, "Wow, these games are amazing!
Yeah.
This is the best game I've played."
Yeah, Xbox-
I had that with Hades. Hades is like unbelievable game.
Yeah,
but
it's
it came out in
20
2020.
that was 2020,
But
yeah.
it's like probably one of the best games I played this year.
But it's not 2021 game.
There was another game that I played that was from the previous year that's also really good, like for this year. Oh, Demon Souls, yeah, but that also came out in 2020.
That was 2020.
Yeah.
Did I stutter when I said we're talking about games in
but
2021?
that's the
Neil?
thing. There weren't that many good games until the end of the year. Well,
dude, like personally, it was a crap year for gaming.
it wasn't great.
It really wasn't a
the
good year.
good games were really good, but like the crap games were many, and like a lot of the big franchises disappointed. Call of Duty was very poor.
Battlefield 2042.
Battlefield 2042, which should have been your game of the year.
Dude, when
you
I played the
sold.
beta for Battlefield 2042, I was like, I think you watched my stream. I was like, dude, this game is, because we only got access to Orbital, the one map.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this game is mind blowing. Like, the maps are amazing. You can do like that shuttle launch mid game. It's like so cinematic. And I was like, this is gonna be my game of the year. Like, I can promise you, I can't wait to see what other maps they have. I can't wait to see the game modes. And really play around with Portal and all the other features.
Yeah.
And the game came out, and it was pretty much just what the beta had, but maybe like 30
a couple more maps.
Yeah, a couple more maps. And
a lot of
they
bugs.
weren't good maps, Neil. Like Orbital is probably like one of the better maps. And then the African, like, with the big ship in the middle.
Yeah.
But bro, like the fact that they took away the very like core fundamentals of what made the series, like scoreboards and fucking team chat.
Yeah.
Oh, you're playing a team-based shooter. Okay, you don't get to speak
And
to
you
your
can't
teammate.
see who your squad mates are.
No.
You can't change squads.
No, dude,
like,
it's
fundamental. This is what's good about the game. Let's remove all of that.
They try to
stuff.
make it like Warzone. That's what they try to do with the
But
classes.
Warzone's
and
not even good. Like Warzone's very avs now.
Dude, yeah. Well, the new one's bombing hard because the cheaters are like destroying it. But that's not what we're talking about.
We talk about everything.
We're
on
talking
this
about
show.
everything in between. So
we drink a lot of beers.
that's what it's beers of war, bro. It's in the name. So like, Resident Evil had actually won Game of the Year and a lot of like the Golden Joystick. I don't know, like a whole bunch of awards. It did win Game of the Year. However, Neil, it wasn't my Game of the Year.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, my two games that I thought were really, really good. And I played a lot of games this year, and I'm like trying to like struggle through to think about games I played. I even played that unpacking game that a lot of people voted as the best game.
What was it called? Unpacking. What do you
where
do? Just unpack?
You unpack boxes.
Why the fuck would you play that?
It's strangely soothing.
What?
Strangely pretty like chill, and it's got like a cool like you living through someone's life.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like their first room in their house. So they unpack all their toys, and then they move into their college dorm, and they unpack like this, like their favorite CDs, but then they've still got the one toy they had from when they were a little kid that they brought with them, and like a teddy bear. And then like they move into their first like out of college class, and then like they've moved in with another girl, and like they have to like share spaces, and like it's interesting.
I
It's like
understand,
super. It's super not a game.
Yeah.
And like the game is that like you can't put the toaster in the bathroom. You have to put the toaster in the kitchen.
Of course, yeah.
You know, it's like can't do that. But like not like obviously not game of the year. But that I've played a wide range of weird stuff.
I mean, I moved house this year,
Yeah.
so that just I'm getting PTSD just thinking about that game. Like it does not appeal to me. But like there's different strokes.
Yeah,
different,
no, it's super chill, and the music's good, and whatever. But that's not the game.
That's not the game.
That's not the game.
No.
There was two. So I was lucky enough to purchase myself a PS5 in December.
Yes.
And I'm very glad I didn't buy it at launch because the games I have are like all the games there are.
Yeah. You got some good ones.
And I got some good ones.
Yeah.
But one of the best ones is Returnal, which you played on stream. It's obviously not a Dave game.
Fuck
For
that
those of you
game.
who haven't played it, it's basically a roguelike.
Fuck
You
that
start-
game, the Bells of Hell.
Start from the beginning, you play and you die, and you start from the beginning again. You unlock new abilities, you unlock new powers, and you learn how to play the game. And you learn to get good at the game and get better and play more. And I've put about 25 hours into that game,
What?
which is not bad.
That's not bad.
And I'm maybe halfway through, and it's hard as nails.
Yeah.
I love the story. This year was all about the, rewinding time, starting things over again, doing things like, time reset, start again. And like, this is one of those games. So the story is really interesting. It's got a horrible, like super scary, go to your house, which is in the middle of the alien planet.
I
and
did
walk
that
around.
part.
Did you do that part?
When you pick up the picture of her. Yeah.
That
was quite scary.
You keep going back to the house and unlocking new stuff.
really?
And every time it's like terrifying, even though nothing really happens, but terrifying. I played it at about 11:30 at night. The one night I was like,
It's too
I
scary.
don't want to play anymore.
I'm not a real man yet.
Yeah, no, but great game. Controls are good. Sounds amazing. Graphics are good. Really like PS5. I think honestly you could probably make that game on PS4. It would look very similar.
Yeah.
Obviously not as good, but
Yeah.
like there's nothing about it other than like the trigger control stuff that you couldn't do on a PS4. But easily the most like enjoyable game that I played with my other selection.
I don't know how you can progress in a game that just basically resets you
Because
every
you
time.
get better and better every time. You know,
Oh, no, I hate it so much.
it's like playing tennis.
It's
You
like
tennis.
masturbating without the payoff, ladies and gents. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, but one day you
And I
will
drink a
get
lot of
the
whiskey.
payoff.
I do. So I know the feeling.
Oh, beers of war, truth bombs.
Bomb. We need like a little bomb
Yeah.
gift. Bomb, truth bomb, number 1.
Whiskey problems.
Yeah, we'll get the editor to throw that
Yeah.
in.
But the other game, and I think you know what the other game that was.
I think I do.
Yeah.
Can I guess?
Yeah,
When did it come out? Towards the end of the year.
yeah, December on
Um,
Game Pass.
oh yeah, got it. I don't want to spoil it now. I feel
Yeah.
like bad if I say it.
Okay, well, do you know what the next game you're going to talk about is going to be your game of the year,
My game of the year.
or you want to talk about the best games you played? Like,
Okay,
I think I know what your game of the year is.
Yeah, I think you do. What else did I play that was actually worthy? Like you said, we spoke about Battlefield 2042. Just like
Oh,
fuck you.
shame, you were like so high.
Just,
You were like trying to convince yourself it was a great game.
You know, that's when they turn the lights on in the nightclub, Neil. Like, you know, you they're having a good time dancing with the chick, and you just getting all boozed and sweaty. And lights come on, bro, and
Yeah.
you're just sad. You know.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it was actually a man.
Yeah, I was actually a man. It happens more often than you think with me, but sometimes on purpose. But yeah, so Battlefield was a disappointment. Call of Duty, dude, I'll be honest. Like when Call of Duty came out, I was like, yeah, like same old, you know. And then I actually got into it. I actually like, I think 3 weeks after or 4 weeks after it came out, I was like, you know, let me pick up the multiplayer because I enjoyed the multiplayer aspect. And I discovered one of the guns that were broken quite early. I think it was the MG42 that was completely broken. And when I discovered that gun, and I was like top of the leaderboard, just smashing it. It was fun. I had a good time with it. So I actually had a good time with Call of Duty.
Yeah.
I haven't even played the single player campaign yet.
Yeah.
But I want to.
But is it like grab you, or is it just more Call of Duty?
It's just more Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like, but
it doesn't like you don't sit back and be like, wow.
no. To be
that
honest,
was something.
Modern Warfare was like that.
Yeah.
That was
Modern Warfare was a
that was
magical
incredible. But no, and then obviously Battlefield was a massive disappointment. And then a little game came out, Neil, that I was kind of I was hyped for. I spoke about it a couple times. I was like, this is a game I'm keen on. And I didn't think I'd fall in love with it as much as I did. And I think I checked before I came here. I'm about 50 hours deep.
Sure.
Yeah, which is reasonable.
Still on the first island.
For a game that came out in December. And that is Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Yeah.
Dude, that game, I think I'm like a Jurassic Park super fan. I think I think I was 19 or 20 when I approached Neil, just fresh out of high school. And I still had a Jeep Wrangler as my first car, an old Jeep Wrangler, like 1998. And I got the Jeep Wrangler because I wanted to do exactly this, and that is modify it to become a Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler like you see in the movie. We spoke at length about this.
Yeah.
Neil remembers this. I never went through with it. One of the biggest regrets of my life. It turns out about that, and I'm still going to do it. I'm not even dicking around.
Yeah.
But bottom line is I'm a big fan, and
And this game's actually good.
this game's actually good, dude. Like it really is. Like
The first one was really fun.
I love Jurassic World Evolution 1. It had its problems, and some of those problems that I found was there wasn't enough micromanagement. When you turn the clocks back to games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Theme Park, Theme Hospital, there's a lot of micromanagement. You got to manage the type, how much sugar's in the
There's
drinks.
a lot of depth. There's a lot of things you can build gears you can tweak in the background.
There's a lot of tweaking.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one was kind of very vanilla. It was very bland. It was like, you can do some micromanagement, but like that was the biggest complaint from the fan base. And that's why when they brought out the second one, you can literally change the pot plants in front of your burger stand if you don't like them. You can tweak everything, you can manage everything, almost to the point where it's maybe too much now. Like you literally are just going through the motions, like checking. It's so in depth, which is cool. Like it's if you ever want a game to just completely escape it, because you actually can't think about anything else while you're playing it.
Yeah.
You literally can't, because you're focusing on like why are my plushies not selling, and why are my vegan wraps not moving in front of the Triceratops stand, and you've got to figure it out. You've got to like look at all the stats and stuff, and you cannot think about anything else, certainly not real life. So for me, like they fixed a lot of the issues, and the nice thing is you get this chaos mode where you can basically go and like rebuild Jurassic Park, the original.
Yeah.
You can basically, John Hammond says, he hands it over and says, let me see if you can do better. And it only took me 4 weeks to build Jurassic Park. 4 weeks, Mr. Hammond. How long did it take you? Like apparently Jimmy claimed he did it in 3 hours. But I was like, shut up, bro. He's totally BSing. And then you get you get Chaos Theory, Lost World, San Diego from the second movie. You get the third movie.
And you have to just make them work.
You got to
as
make
real
them work.
parks,
Yeah, so San
not go
Diego.
into disaster mode.
No.
But
So,
all the same things happen. Like the Tyrannosaurus Rex breaks out.
No, like kind of like no. So it's San Diego kind of.
Do you have Newman from Seinfeld?
Wayne Knight, I wish.
stealing the genetic code in the can and being like,
I wish, like, I mean,
it would be
obviously
cool if
it would
they
be
did
cool.
all of that.
But they did get Jeff Goldblum to do all like his VO, and he does an amazing. I mean, it's Jeff Goldblum. Ladies and gentlemen, I.
That's actually the main reason you love that game.
That's probably why I bought it. But I must say this because what's his name? David Attenborough.
It's one of them.
It's David
Richard
Attenborough.
Attenborough.
No,
David Attenborough is the one who does the video.
So
thing.
Richard Attenborough is the guy that plays John Hammond. The guy that whites it with the cane. They got the best. Obviously, he passed away a few years ago. They got the best impersonator I've ever. I was having chills, dude, listening to this guy that did the VO for. He was like dead ringer.
Wonderful, isn't it? This is a paradise, but it is missing what it once had. Until we bring them back, this place will show people something spectacular.
And I think they actually got some of the other guys to come back. I don't know if they got Chris Pratt, to be honest, but I'll Google it. Bottom line is, without an inkling of a doubt, bro, like that is my game of the year. Had so much fun with it. I'm still gonna put another 50 to 100 hours in easily.
Which is cool.
Easily.
And that's what you want from a game.
Dude, I'm gonna buy all the
Does
DLC.
Does it make you happy when you play it?
Dude, it makes me stressed. It makes me super stressed. But you can't. Like, the whole point of playing games is to escape.
Yeah.
And that's the one game that in, I think a few years has done that for me. So yeah, Jurassic World Evolution 2, guys, check it out.
Special shout out, like not a game of the year. Like I've only played like the beginning part of it. Have you played Evil Genius 2? Like, did you play the original?
I love the original.
Yeah. So the new one's out on Game Pass.
Is it on Game Pass?
And it's also like they've like gone to the 10th degree with like all the things you can control.
What?
Yeah.
What?
But
why don't you explain what Evil Genius is for those that have never played?
So it's basically like if Dungeon Keeper, or it's a management thing.
Yeah.
So instead of managing a theme park or a Jurassic Park, you're managing an evil genius's lair. So you've got your power station, you've got your research labs, you've got your prison where you capture secret agents. You've got like your radar station, and then it's got extra stuff. You can send guys out on missions, and then like they go into different countries and start controlling the government. That's sort of how you earn money.
It's
and
very well.
research.
It almost reminds me of what's that Disney Pixar movie, Incredibles?
Oh, it's very much Incredibles.
yeah.
Same style, same humor, same everything.
Exactly.
A lot of fun. I've only played the beginning of the second one. Apparently, it is really good. The tutorial is like hours long, which is always puts me off.
I hate tutorials.
But it's so detailed, the game, you kind of need it.
Yeah.
And it's not badly done. So have a check it out. So yeah,
it's free on Game Pass.
It's one of those games that I played this year that I didn't even remember that.
I need to check that out. I love the original. The original came out like 15 years ago.
The original was very good.
Yeah,
it was a very, very good, underrated game. And it's basically Dungeon Keeper without demons. Like that's the.
But we're saying we're basically comparing it to Dungeon Keeper that came out 27 years ago.
1996,
Yeah, people are like, what's a Dungeon Keeper? But yeah, it's a
great game.
It's a great game. They need to remake that game.
Yeah.
But
and then on my side though, my game of the year,
the big drop, the big mic drop,
which you know,
I know what it is. I don't want to spoil it.
Halo Infinite.
There it is.
And look, Returnal, like I've had sleepless nights thinking about it, and the only reason why Halo's actually just pipped it is because of the multiplayer.
Yeah.
Like Returnal's basically a single player game. You can sort of do weird asynchronous co-op stuff in Returnal, but like the multiplayer in Halo is the best multiplayer I've played this year. It's better than Apex, it's better than Call of Duty, it's better than everything. It's old school Halo.
Just works.
Objective based or just, team deathmatch or whatever, but polished to the nth degree, to the shiniest shine, super fun. There's a ton of depth in the gameplay. Like every weapon's got different things you can do with the weapons. All the power-ups you get like extra things you can do with the power-ups that they don't tell you everything about, which makes it super interesting to play. It's got the big battle mode, which is like what you wanted from Battlefield that you never got. And it basically does that in a much more concise 20-minute mode with 24 players. That's 10 times more fun than the 100 players that you get on, or 120 players, or whatever it is. 124, I think.
Yeah.
And like, the polish on that game is amazing. Then you get to the single player, and I had a dream about a game that basically Halo single player is, where it's a first-person shooter, but it's kind of got Assassin's Creed or Grand Theft Auto, where you kind of walk around a world and then there's a battle over there, and then you can go and join the battle. And it works so well with Halo with the Master Chief, because he's this big badass guy and everyone knows him.
Yeah.
So when he pitches up, everyone's like, "Oh, the Chief's here. Let's go hang out with him."
The Chief.
And the things they've done on the side, the reactions that the enemies have to the Master Chief. One of the best things right at the beginning, like I jumped into one of these little bases you have to take over, and like one of the little grunt alien monsters or enemies didn't see me, and he turns around and he just screams. He just screams at the top of his lungs and runs away. But like so naturally and so well done.
Yeah.
It's awesome. When they kill you, then they're like, "Oh, is this guy like all they could send? Is this like the great Master Chief I ever heard about?" Like every little thing, they've got something like 400 different responses for each monster. So like you almost will never hear the same thing said by the same people. It's got like 45 minutes of just response dialogue for each of the creatures.
I'm glad they delayed it if that's the kind of like
so
attention
good.
to detail.
Graphics are really nice. Runs not too bad on my PC. My graphics
You got a
card's getting a
1080?
bit long. I think it's more my processor that's getting a bit long in the tooth. Looks amazing. The open world's cool. It's not huge, but it's not tiny, so you can use vehicles, but you can climb around. The story is normal Halo story if that's what you're in for. It's really, really cool. It's got boss fights, which is probably the hardest and most controversial thing in the game. But what a game. Like,
dude, Halo Infinite,
I am so blown away with how beautiful that game is. That game makes me want to buy an Xbox Series X, so then I can just chill on my couch and play it. I think like a big screen experience is how
I'm
it
surprised
should
you
be.
didn't. You're such a Halo fan. I'm surprised you didn't go for one instead of the PS5.
Well, like I like the PS4. But like,
but
in
then
hindsight,
no, but then again, like
Series
I mean,
X is
you know,
looking pretty good,
a
right?
PC plays all Xbox games.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. But like just that couch, chilling on the couch, and the multiplayer is super fun, and it's free. Like, so even if you never played Halo, you don't know anything about Halo, go download the multiplayer and play it.
I should try it, dude. Like, I mean, they're such good games.
If you can get through the Halo-ness of it, and I know that's
because what holds, you know what I'm talking about. What holds me back is like it's almost like a bit too cartoony.
It is.
Like the enemies are like
it's unrealistic
danger.
because they've got and like they've got shields and stuff. But because of that, it makes the gunplay more fun because to shoot a guy, you have to shoot him a long time, and then his shield goes, and then you can kill him quickly. So it keeps you in the fight longer, unlike Call of Duty, where you take 2 shots and you die from a guy halfway across.
No, exactly. I think for me, like, so, I mean, it's free. I got to try it out. But I always imagine Halo being like Starship Troopers, you know, like that gritty, like you know. That
it is. You gotta,
but it's not because the enemies like squeal.
And the only reason I haven't played it and it's my own or finished it is my own fault because basically I played Halo 1, 2, and 3 and 4 before Halo Infinite came out. So I'm a bit like over Halo. I've played a lot of Halo. Like I've actually played more Halo this year than any other game. That's what I played between
how many hours you got?
June in Infinite.
Yeah.
Probably about 15, 20 hours.
And
I'm going through slowly, collecting all the stuff.
Yeah.
You unlock stuff in single player that you can use in multiplayer. So awesome game. That is it's and Returnal, that shows how good Returnal is because Halo is incredible.
Yeah.
And Returnal almost pipped it.
So, okay, so like your game of the year is Halo. My game of the year is obviously Jurassic World Evolution 2. And your runner-up is probably Returnal.
Yeah.
My runner-up's got to be Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
That's incredible. But
strange year though.
Strange year. It wasn't a strong year. But with that said, we've got to talk about the biggest disappointment of the year as well. We have to.
Which one?
Well, what was your biggest disappointment of the year game-wise?
12 minutes was terrible. You never played it.
I didn't play it.
Oh,
there's so much hype around that.
So shit.
Yeah.
It was so crap. It's like it's like the most repetitive, boring game.
Really?
And like it's one of those games where it's really clever in what it does, but then you try and do the thing you think should work, and it doesn't give you the results you want.
Yeah.
And then later on, you try something that's really stupid, and it gives you the results you want.
Yeah.
And it's got Willem Dafoe.
Well, yeah, it had a huge
the chickie from Star-studded
cast.
And not Cumberbatch. The other guy.
Cumberbatch?
From Split. Who's that guy?
Oh, that talented dude. What's his name? He's like the most talented actor. No one knows who he is.
Scottish guy.
He's the guy who was in Wanted. Yeah.
Okay.
No one knows who he is, but he's a very good actor.
That guy. Watch Wanted with Angelina Jolie and the other guy.
Yeah, and the other guy, yeah.
But crap.
So
crap
is that
game.
but were you hyped for it and then let you
I
down?
was super hyped for
Really?
it. I remember like watching the E3 trailer like 3 years ago. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that looks so cool and so clever. And
Yeah.
like, I love these little puzzly 2-hour, 3-hour games. Like to me, that's like the best.
I can't play games that are like any longer than that. Obviously, like, I say this and I got 50 hours of trying to like.
Yeah, but you
you
can
know.
maybe do one game that's 50 hours.
Yeah,
You can't
yeah.
do 10 games that are 50
No,
hours.
especially when it's like story driven like that. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Jurassic World Evolution 2, it's just the OCD in me trying to perfect my park, you know,
Yeah.
get things perfect. But yeah, my biggest disappointment, I think, is no surprise. It's got to be, Battlefield 2042.
yeah.
Once the Kool-Aid wore off, Neil, once the Stockholm Syndrome wore off, I was like, dude, I was not having fun, and
I
like,
remember you phoned me and you were like,
yeah.
Neil, I think I don't like this game.
Yeah,
like,
I
it was
was-
almost like an addict, like
Yeah, like it was a confession.
admitting, you
Yeah.
were confessing to me. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
I
Like,
think-
I don't think you've ever done
I
that.
phoned you at like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
I was sweating. I was
Yeah.
breathing heavily, but not one of my normal 2 a.m. calls
No.
that sound exactly like that. This one was a little bit different. and I said to Neil, I said, dude, like, the thing about Battlefield that I love about the series is that, you can play it and not even look at the scoreboard, ironically,
Yeah.
not even look at the scoreboard and just have yourself like a good old time.
Yeah.
But with this game, I was just, dude, if I got 5 kills in a game,
Yeah.
it would be a lot.
And it's like a half an hour, 40 minutes.
Dude, and I was just
round.
like, I'm all for having fun and like not worrying about the scoreboard, but like no one wants to get like single digit kills every time they play the game.
And also, like, what's interesting about that game is that, like, what you said about like Battlefield 2, even I remember
Yeah.
just sitting, watching like a war go on, and I was like, wow,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
so magical.
Yeah.
But then like you'd shoot a guy, and you felt like you were participating. When you took a point, you were like, I helped take that point.
Yeah.
I think with this game, it sort of makes the individual so almost useless. Like,
Yeah.
even if you play your best, it's like, if I wasn't playing my best, would it even make a difference
Exactly.
to
Yeah,
the whole
I only
thing?
got 3 kills. I even
Yeah.
contribute. And the thing that fucked it up for me is that I played Battlefield 5 leading up to the launch. Battlefield 5 has has doubled the players now than Battlefield
And it's
2042.
not a good game.
Battlefield 5 is a good game. No,
not a
it is.
great game.
The final
Battlefield
state of that.
4 is a better
the
game.
final state of Battlefield 5 is a solid
Battlefield
game.
1 is a good game.
No, Battlefield 1 is incredible. But what I'm saying is with Battlefield 5, like you say, you felt like you were
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
and
holding off a bridge.
Yeah.
Or
Killing that tank.
You were trying to take down panzers that were in the
Yeah.
fields because they were, there was like objectives and you felt like you contributed. And this one, the maps are way too big. They've got
Yeah.
double the players, but it doesn't even feel like that. It feels like there's less players.
Yeah.
Maps are too big.
And also, the players aren't always real players. It's
No,
like
there's a lot of bots,
yeah.
which I'm okay with. I'm okay with bots.
Yeah.
Titanfall 2 did the same thing. And it was
Yeah.
genius because you actually didn't know you felt like a badass every time you took down a
Well,
bot.
Halo, like if the teams aren't full, it automatically replaces it with bots so that they always match teams. But
That's
the bots
fine.
are good. Like most of
Yeah.
the time, you're like, yeah, that
That's-
bot kicked my ass.
That's totally fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't mind that at all. But dude, 2042 and the fact that they've literally dropped they haven't mentioned anything upcoming, in terms of like new maps or new content or anything like that. What you doing there, Neil?
I'm just topping up.
Oh, thanks for leaving me a little pinch. Hey, what the fuck? It's like the gob at the bottom of the bottle.
Well, except no one gobbed in the bottom.
Anyway, so Battlefield 2042, without a doubt, the biggest letdown. In fact, now they're talking about, I'm not even joking, going free to play. EA is literally going to make the game free to play in the next couple of weeks. And that game was 1,000 Rand a month ago. Or
No, we
a month,
bought it
and a month and a half
specifically
ago,
for
yeah.
you to
Yeah.
get the early
and now they want to
access.
go free to play because the player base is dropping off at such a rapid rate.
I don't understand free to play.
Well, they're trying to keep the player base alive. But with that said, I got to pose the question to anyone listening to this, and that is, what was your game of the year, and what was your most disappointing game of the year? You got to let us know down below. We'll do a little snippet for Instagram where I'm like, that raises a good point, Neil. Ladies and gents, what was your game of the year and your most disappointing game of the year? Put that in the comments right now. We want to know. We want to know.
Like and subscribe.
No, we don't have a YouTube channel.
Like and subscribe.
Are we going to start a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, we probably should.
Probably should.
I don't know. Probably should.
Yeah, I gotta get this thing done.
We don't have a YouTube channel yet,
But I think
we do like and
that
subscribe.
wraps this episode up
Yeah.
quite nicely. So yeah, so our games of the year, we're not gonna like put a thing on like this one's better than this one. I love Halo. You love Jurassic Park. I love Returnal. You like other games.
Yeah.
You like Resident Evil.
I like good games.
And like
yeah.
there was some really good stuff that came out, but just a funny year. And I think hopefully this year, like Feb this year is stacked.
Is
we
it?
got Gran Turismo, we got Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
There's that Rainbow Six Extraction came out like a week ago.
It did.
And you know, there's games coming out.
Yeah.
I think
it's gonna be a better year.
Yeah, there should
Yeah.
be some good stuff. Oh, Far Cry 6 came out. Anyone play that? You played that.
I played that. Yeah, dude, it was very
And
samey.
you used to love Far Cry.
It was
You
very.
used to be a
Far Cry 5. I
stan, yeah.
love, dude.
Yeah.
With Joseph Seed. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. No, but 6 was very samey, dude.
Yeah.
Very samey.
And Ratchet and Clank came out.
That was last year. Yeah, that was
nice, good graphics.
That was incredible.
Not really our kind of game.
Yeah, but incredible.
Yeah.
Probably the best looking game I've ever seen in
Yeah.
my life. Yeah, 100%.
And-
Let us know as well if you guys agree with what we said about the games you've spoken about. Like, we want to hear what you guys have to think. But I think, like you said, this is the first official episode.
Interesting, like doing a game of the year as our first
I know.
episode.
Yeah, it's cool. Why the fuck
Yeah.
no? We make the rules.
We do.
I'm the Jack Aubrey of the ship, Neil, and you're the guy that plays the is it a cello? The guy
Jack
that,
Aubrey, is
from
that a surname?
Master and Commander, yeah, the guy
Oh.
that wants to go to the Galapagos Islands. What was his name? You know the guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
And then
Love that movie.
and then he gets shot and he
Love that movie.
stops chasing
I
the
actually want
French.
to go watch that right now.
That's a good movie. If you guys haven't seen Master and Commander, it's got nothing to do with what we've been talking about. Go watch that fucking movie. Jack Aubrey is who I base my
Yeah.
life on. He's such a badass. Hey? Anyway, I'm going to go fantasize about Russell Crowe a bit after this. But yeah, that's episode 1 done and dusted, guys. Like Neil said, like and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, which we haven't even set up yet, or wherever you're watching this, just follow.
Hopefully we'll find a place to put
We'll find a
this.
place to put this somewhere.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, and we'll have episode 2 out. I think we're hopefully going to do 2 a month, 3 a month if we can. We'll see.
Let's go for 1 a month.
What,
and we'll
one
go
a
from
month?
there.
That's not a podcast.
We'll see. It's a very good podcast.
I'm gonna be sitting here by
Takes
myself a
hours.
lot, guys, just chatting to you. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But yeah,
We'll see.
thank you for listening, guys. We'll catch you on the next episode of Beers. Whoa, you gotta do it. You got the voice. You got the voice.
I was just waiting for you to like mess
Beer.
it up.
I can do it like Alec Baldwin. Beers of hold on, wait. I'll do it like Kermie. Hey guys, hope you can join us on Beers of War.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
good.
bye.
That's
But
good.
you do it in your Barely voice.
And this was another episode of Beers of War.
There we go. That's the way to end the podcast. But that's it. We'll catch you on
Everybody.
the flip flop. Cheers,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.